Welcome to the Sebcast, the home of the #1 network for your life. This is where we think more slowly, look deeper, and discover how Jesus not only worked then, but is working now. There are certain things Jesus said that we admire. Do not worry about tomorrow. Do to others what you want them to do to you. Ask, and it will be given to you. We put these verses on coffee mugs, wall decorations, and social media posts. But there are other sayings of Jesus that we are much less eager to frame. One of them appears in Matthew 5. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy, but I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. If we are honest, it almost sounds unrealistic. We understand how to love our family. We understand how to love our friends. We even understand how to love people who think differently from us. But enemies, people who have hurt us, people who have betrayed us, people who represent everything we disagree with, it feels impossible. And maybe that is exactly the point. Because Jesus is not just giving good advice here. He is describing how the kingdom of God works. Notice what he says, so that you may be children of your Father who is in heaven. For he causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. In other words, God's love is not determined by the worthiness of the recipient. It flows from the character of the giver. God gives sunlight to people who love him and to those who reject him. He sends rain for grateful people and for those who ignore him. He is good because he is good, not because people deserve it. And Jesus says, this is how my disciples must live. This is probably the most revolutionary idea ever spoken. The world works on reciprocity. You treat me well, then I treat you well. You respect me, then I respect you. You stand on my side, then I stand on your side. But Jesus breaks that pattern open. He invites us to treat people not according to what they deserve, but according to who we are becoming. This does not mean we approve of abuse. This does not mean we have no boundaries. This does not mean we ignore injustice. But it means we refuse to allow hate to shape our hearts. Practically, it may mean that this week you pray for someone you find difficult. It may mean that you stop seeing someone as an enemy and start asking what has happened in their life. It may also mean that you stop approaching every conversation as a battle to be won. Every time we do this, we discover something remarkable. The person may not change immediately, but we, ourselves, do. At SA Congregation, we believe we are the #1 network for your life because we believe Jesus forms a community where people learn to live differently from the world around them. Not by shouting louder, not by building bigger walls, but by reflecting the King's character. Ultimately, the question is not how we treat our friends. Almost everyone can do that. The question is how we treat people who can give us nothing in return. How do we treat people who have disappointed us? How we treat people we would never choose to love? And that is where the world stops. But that is exactly where the way of Jesus begins. Until tomorrow, take care.